Yes, like Sabrina said, my name is EJ. I'm the new head coach at Abilene Christian University. Getting the conversations we're having with our teammates or interactions we're having with our coaches. And I think it's really important when we're doing arm swing warm-ups that we're focusing on the skill that will translate over to the net. I think that warm-up is a really important time to be intentional because it's setting the tone for your practice. A lot of the times, players can have really not focused reps during this time. So we want to focus on throwing with two hands so the ball has no spin and we're creating the spin ourselves after the fact. We'll toss to ourselves, swing to our partner to dig. Our dig is going to be about halfway in between us, and this partner is running up just to set the ball, and then we catch. We still want to remember to toss with two hands and swing properly. Okay, so let's start that drill. Everybody playing defense, toss to yourself, swing to your partner, and then you just continue. So you'll switch what you're doing. So now you catch, yep, and then you're tossing to yourself. Run up and set. So then if you have a setter that's closer to the net, then you can practice actually setting towards the pin, okay? So you'll do the exact same thing, but you're trying to set an out-of-system ball. So the opposite person that's with the setter is also setting out-of-system. Okay. So she'll hit to you, she'll set out-of-system here, so you'll step back and catch here. And then you'll swing at her. So out of system is anytime we're playing off of the net, let's say. So out of system is going to vary depending on your gym. The higher the level, the less out of system we are. So we could be on the 3-foot line and still run a slide, for example. But maybe at your school, if you're on the 3-meter line, that's going to be a high ball to the outside every time. So with warm-up games, I think it's always really fun to have an element of a game at the beginning of practice to get girls excited about practice, to get their bodies moving, and then to get them communicating as well. Okay, so this is a drill we call middle back switch. 3 versus 3, no jumping, 2 touch max. Whenever right back or left back touches the ball, they're gonna switch with middle back. If middle back sends the ball over, then they stay. They'll stay on for the rally, and then they'll rotate off after the rally is over. Getting the first ball high towards the net so that we can get a swing on it and be more aggressive and competitive with our second touch that goes over. When they're hitting the ball, you want to make sure they're getting their feet there, and we're just working on out of system setting. So stand in your position in base for me would be around the 3-meter line, a little further up. Aaliyah will swing to one of the girls, the other one's just setting a high out-of-system ball to one pin or the other pin, this side or that side. Most important thing in this is the out-of-system set. So we don't want our swings to be too difficult that our setters aren't getting the reps that they need. I need a little bit more communication. So we're calling the ball whenever we're playing defense, we're calling the ball whenever we're setting. Got it. Nice. Nice. Remember, you can set either side, okay? So if you're running towards the outside, all your momentum is that way, let's get a nice high set to the outside. We don't have to force anything right now. We're adding in a swing to this now. 2 people at the net swinging. They're going to start at the net and transition off. So it's like this is our first pass. It was off. So either this person needs to step in or that person. We're going to alternate for this drill. After she goes, she follows her ball to the net. You guys swing. So whenever he bounces, you can come transition off of the net. Swing, grab your ball, and then come back to the line. Okay? So we like to do this as a hitting warm-up and as a blocking warm-up as well. That's a really good set. We have one. That's true. Whenever we're talking about service eve, we want to focus on creating angles. So that's learning to pass outside of our midline and making sure that wherever our platform, our eyes are facing is where we want the ball to go. Like we want our athletes to feel comfortable passing outside of their body. The most important thing is just that it doesn't go behind them. Put your platform together. So we just don't want the ball to get here parallel shoulders to the floor. We always want to try and push our shoulders to be parallel to the net and keep it in front of their shoulders. So also if we get back here, we get in trouble, but if we tilt, then maybe not so bad. In this situation, we drop this leg back. Yeah. Pause. So instead of you swinging this way, you're just here, you drop your shoulder, and then you hold your platform there. So try to take out the last move that you're doing. Right now you're contacting and then you're pulling your platform. Just angle the ball and keep it hold. There you go. We're starting in the same position that we're gonna contact the ball. Go down in passing. There's like a ceiling here, so you cannot move your head up, or else you will, So we really want to try and stay level with where we're passing the ball so that we already have to adjust to the ball moving in the air, right, towards us, side to side, up and down. So if we add the element of going up and down with our heads, it makes it that much more difficult to track the ball. So we really want to focus on staying in the same plane from where you start to where you finish your pass. Take one step back a little. Yeah. And then you're ready to run short. There you go. Pass and hold. Keep your platform together. Short, short. Come on. Go all the way out for that. So with passing and holding, it's just really important that we reinforce that we want to keep our platform in front of us or our shoulders in front of us and really force our angle to stay for as long as possible. Depending on where the serve is from is where we're going to take our angles. So if our serve's coming from over there, this person's just standing straight ahead, right? Looking straight ahead. We want to always face where the ball is coming from. So she's slightly angled this way. She's going to have her deep ball this way and have short balls this way. For her, she's the most angled towards this passer, and she's going to have this deep ball and then short in front of her. So if our server moves to the right side, this person's straight on, facing, yeah, always facing where the ball is coming from, and then we create our angle where we want the ball to go after we get it. For topspin serves, we'll be exactly on the same line, and pinched in will be like here, where I am, yeah, and then get on her line, and then we're pinched in. If we're facing a really good jump spin, like topspin server, this is the ball that we're giving away. Like if she can hit this, then that's fine. But we need to get the balls that hit the middle of the court because that's primarily where they're going. We'll do butterfly warm-up now. We have a few variations that we'll do. So the first variation, the focus is just serve receive with two passers so that we're still working on communication. Okay, so whenever middles are in this drill, they're still passing short here. And then they have one serve receive passer that's on their line like we would in a game. Okay, so any middle that comes in, you're passing short here instead of going back to your spot. After you serve, you follow your ball. But we're serving full court now, one passer on either side, and they're gonna swing at that ball. So setters are setting, hitters are hitting. After you swing, you go to the other side and you're a server. So we're alternating sides. Yep, and then the next serve comes pretty quickly. Yep. So after we serve, we're dropping down to play defense on the line. This person's swinging only on the line. If they tip the ball, we're going for the ball. So we're just adding a defender. Remember that after you serve, you come and play defense, okay? Go ahead. Both sides. Both sides can go now because we're running independently, going down the line only. Go, go, go. Yep. Then you get your ball. Yeah. Same formation, but now we're playing it out. The court is split this way, so you're only playing this way. Yeah. And you guys are only playing this way. So this is 2 versus 2. You 2 versus you 2. You 2 versus you 2. After you serve, you play, then you go to block. Blocker goes under, so it's just like a rectangle. Big ol' rectangle, okay? Game to 15. So now we get a serve receive warm up, and we get to warm up our arm swing. So all live, like normal volleyball, however many touches you want to, you can swing, you can block, you do all the things. When you play mini games like this, who's not keeping track of their points? Who is? Who's mad when they lose? Nice hustle. Come on. Let's try to get a swing on the ball. 3 touches. So I'm going to set up one 6 versus 6 out of system drill that we like to do. So I need 6 on each side in their position. This is called 3 peas in a pod. They got to score 3 points in a row to get a big point. All right, so we'll have a coach on either side of the court tossing in an out of system ball to the side that wins the point. Whoever wins the serve gets an out of system ball. So that means your side, your coach will toss the ball high to the middle of the court, wherever they want to play it out. You have to win 3 balls in a row to win. So if you guys don't win that next ball, then they get an out of system ball on the other side. And we keep going until somebody wins 3 balls in a row. 2 touches, out of system. So the coach is the first touch, okay? Go ahead. So we start over on this side, 2 touches, swing. They get another out of system. So if they get this one, then yeah. Nice. Last one. One more, girls. Get this one. To net touch, ball's dead. So points on this side because they got 3 in a row. So 1 defensive ball and then 2 out of system balls. Okay, so celebrate. I think it's really important to emphasize the space between one dead ball to the next ball. Like, our rallies are so short. What makes up most of the game is the time from when the ball dies to when we get the next opportunity to play. So we always want to be thinking about what our next ball is going to be. Obviously play the ball that you're in, but as soon as it's dead, doesn't matter if we lost the point, doesn't matter if we won the point, all that matters is what we're going to do next. So we're thinking about our next job. Come on. Good hustle. Nice swing. More. Come on. Yes, nice set. I love that set. That's a great set. Let's give them a hand. That was great out of system setting right there. Let's go to, instead of the blockers going early, I like to have them track with the ball. A lot of the times teams will send free balls short and these people will already release and then they'll have to go back up for the short ball. So I like to say that middle, like, our blockers should be fast enough to watch where the ball is, and if it's a tight ball, we're swinging at it or we're blocking it. Nice swing. Good swing. Yes, way to swing. Nice swing. All right, let's make it better here. Nice swing. Nice set. Great out of system ball. Weight as a hitter. Just like the biggest principle I would say to focus on as a blocker is just your shoulders going up to your ears, and emphasizing that our block is only going to be as strong as our shoulders are and our core. So whenever we're blocking, I like to push back. So this is how we want to feel whenever we're blocking. So really press on your players' hands to see how engaged their shoulders are and their stomachs are whenever they're blocking at the net. Thank you.
What is something that you guys bring every single year to the table that maybe you want your teams to grab hold of, that's culture-based, not necessarily on court, but that's going to build them up steadily throughout the season?
Is never to be afraid to make a mistake. The game is a game of mistakes. And so if you're playing timid and you're always worried about making a mistake, you're going to make mistakes. So there is no punishment for mistake ever. And I start every practice and every day, every tournament with who's going to make a mistake today. And I make sure that I point out when I make mine. I do quite a few of them as well. And so I like that whole never be afraid to make a mistake.
I'll say for me, I think it's just really important to set clear expectations culturally. So what you expect, kind of like what we talked about on the court, what's important to you, not just on the court, but off the court also, and making sure that your expectations for your players are very clear. I think that carries on culturally because then we're always doing things for the betterment of the program, and if they know what we expect out of them, then it makes it a lot easier when mistakes are made, because then you can handle it in the proper way.
Setting that clear expectation and having those hard conversations and letting them know where they stand and not keeping them in the dark. Those are like communication things is, I think, a big basis for what I believe in as a whole. So
I see our coaches from our school that, are young struggle sometimes because that's a lot to handle because they thought they took a job where they're going to coach 12 kids at the varsity level. When you can get a grasp on that, that's a lot to manage, like for us, like emotionally, like, oh, that parent's mad and this one wants this and they've got a question for me. So back to guidelines, I try to communicate how you want to be communicated with from them, how I'm going to communicate back, what's the best way, what's the right way, because sometimes the kids need to be taught and the parents, and where can we find that happy median. But once you've got that, they'll start to love you and kind of follow the lead, and then they feel a little more comfortable with how to interact with you. It's a lot for us to handle, so you have to teach kids how to communicate properly through those apps, is my experience.